So, before we start, I just want to apologize. If you can hear my fan, it's just very hot today, so I gotta have it on. But, yeah, let's just start the Street Fighter V version of Ryu. So, what I'll do is just go over, like, his normals, maybe some frame data, and just, like, maybe how he changed as a character, but still stayed the same. Kinda. So let's just go over his normals. So standing medium punch in this game is actually plus. So if you don't know, like a lot of the moves in Street Fighter 6, they are minus, which I'll get to once we get to Street Fighter 6 Ryu. But he also has some target combos he can go into. So if I set Akuma to go no guard, Ryu can do medium punch, heavy kick. This is actually used as like a damage ender to end combos. It's been a while since I played this game, so it's like, I don't know, something like that. But it was used more in the beginning of the game, just because Ryu didn't really have much to combo into. But yeah, he still has his heavy punch, heavy kick, target combo, and he can actually be trigger cancel in this game, so pretty cool. Oh yeah, another target combo I forgot he has in this game is medium punch, crouching heavy punch, and he can like go into a corner combo, DP. Okay, maybe not. But yeah, he can special cancel into it. And yeah, it was just really cool. Like, he'll do some cool stuff. But yeah, you could get more creative with it in the corner. And as normal, crouching medium kick into fireball is like the Shoto bread and butter, and it's still good in this game. Nothing changed. So let's talk about Ryu's donkey kick. In this game, it's kind of limited because all Ryu really gets after is a DP. And then like a dash up, crouching medium kick for Oki. But yeah, with kind of the way this game worked, it made some characters limited with their combos, and Ryu was one. Although Ryu does still have his like Tatsu in the corner, and maybe not. What? Okay, yeah, he's heavy. But even then, it's like you don't get the full damage because it hits on the last active frame. So let's talk about Denjin, because it is a lot different in this game compared to Street Fighter 6. In this game, Ryu can charge it. And what happens if the opponent happens to block? They get guard broken. So Ryu had some really tricky setups with this. They were really fake. You could like punish him for it, but he could go into. Can he not? He could do that and then go into solar plexus, go into a combo. It was really good if your opponent was low on health and you guard broke him, and you could go for like a super kill or something. But the EX version is even faster. It still takes like a good 60 frames to charge. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to go over, was solar plexus. So in this game, I think the startup frame data is the same. I don't know. But I know the on-block frame data is not. This is actually, I want to say -3. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it is. So technically, it's the end of Ryu's turn. So a lot of Ryus would do this, and it was just really annoying and cheap. Not cheap, but you know, people would do it just to take their turn back. But that was one thing I wanted to mention about Solar Plexus. So if you don't remember, Street Fighter V had the crush counter system. So a lot of people would just throw heavies out a lot because the priority system worked a lot differently in this game, as where in Street Fighter 6 moves trade now. So you would end up just having players like walk up, standing heavy punch, and hope to get that crush counter. But with Ryu's standing heavy kick, this was a crush counter move, just like Street Fighter 6. So not much has changed there. Although in Street Fighter 6 it crumples. This just kind of like makes him spin around. Or something like that. But yeah, like I said, very limited combo system in this game, unless you do like a V trigger cancel. Okay, you can get like a micro walk into crush, but yeah, like if you want a decently sized combo, you had to use V trigger cancels. But then in season like 4, they ended up scaling the damage on crush counters and V trigger cancels. So if you ended up using both of them, your combo scaling would just be diminished to hell. But yeah, that's kind of really all I have to say about Ryu in terms of Street Fighter V. So I guess I will see you over on Street Fighter 6. Okay, so here we are over on Street Fighter 6. We magically Thanos snapped, and we are here now. So again, starting off with Ryu's normals, he has a few, not a few, he has one new target combo off of his stand medium punch, and it's stand light kick, standing, or yeah, and then standing heavy kick. Let me turn command completion off. And he can actually cancel into Denjin from this. Now, speaking of Denjin, Denjin is not tied to a mechanic in this game. This is actually part of his main tool set now. So that kind of just makes Ryu stronger in and of itself. So he just has to tap down, down plus punch, so a little bit of a teabag. And he gets Denjin charge. So he cannot, unfortunately, charge it in this game. So that sucks. But he can control whether he throws a normal fireball or his Denjin. I don't believe that was the case in 5, I'm pretty sure. It wasn't the case in this game until season 2.5. I want to say it was 2.5, sometime in season 2. They made it to where you can choose which fireball you want to throw out. If you use EX, it just spends it either way. But this just makes Ryu's fireball game so much better in this game compared to 6, since it's not tied to a mechanic. And then now he can choose whether he spends it or not. So that crouching medium punch, or standing medium punch, crouching heavy punch target combo, he does not have in this game, which I kind of want back. It's a cool little juggle string. Hopefully they'll bring it back in like maybe season 4, season 4.5, or in the future. Because I just thought it was a cool little target combo for Ryu to use, just to get that juggle, you know? Now, Ryu got a completely new move. Oh wait, before we go on to specials more, let's talk about a new normal he got, which is forward heavy kick. Now, this isn't new, but it's new to modern Street Fighters. Now, the last time he had this was in the Alpha series. It does go over lows, which is neat. So if you catch your opponent trying to like do crouching medium kick a lot, he can go into this and then cancel into Tatsu. Now this also isn't new. This was added in Season 2, I believe, as well, to where Ryu could cancel forward heavy kick into Tatsu. So now he could do things like this. And that brings me to donkey kick, because they added less recovery to the donkey kick, so Ryu can now implement the game's mechanics and just do stuff like this. He can also do back heavy kick into DP. I think he could do that in 5 too. But yeah, he could do stuff like this. Just some really cool juggle combos off of Drive Rush. I'm gonna do... Oh, I thought he was able to do that. Maybe not. So in this game, they ended up speeding up his level 1, which I don't know how fast it was in Street Fighter 5, since it was like his main super, and in this game there's 3 different supers. So another new move they added is Hashogeki. Now this is a completely new move that's never been seen on Ryu before. And in Season 1 and 2, this was unsafe on block, so it was -4, so people could get a jab into a medium and go for a combo. But they made it safe to -3. The medium version is -6 and can be punished. It can be spacing trapped though, and it can be delayed, so like, if you think they're gonna try and like take their turn back after maybe a standing heavy punch, you can Hashogeki trap them, and if they block it, you can space yourself out. And then the heavy version is a lot slower, but it's double hitting, and it launches them in the air for a juggle. And then you can go for a Drive Rush combo of some sort. I thought that worked. I guess not. But yeah, you go for cool juggles, something like that. Just with the drive system, it made this game and Ryu more interesting. So let's talk about his new supers. So we know that his level 1 is like his main super in Street Fighter 5. His level 2 is like a super powerful version of his Hashogeki that knocks him back. If he holds it all the way, they'll roll back, and then he can go for an extension. Something like that. That lands, but I just messed up. And then with the EX version, it just crumples, and they fall to the ground. And then you can go for a combo. Something like that. That's another thing I wanted to mention that I forgot to. In the corner, Ryu's donkey kick knocks them out of the corner, and this wasn't the case in Street Fighter 5. In fact, it kept them in the corner, and then Ryu could go for a medium DP. So, yeah, a lot has changed about Ryu, but like, he's still the same Shoto that you've known. Crouching medium kick, fireball, 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 you know. And then when he does land that hit on you, it just hurts really bad. But yeah, I just thought this be a little fun video to make, comparing Street Fighter 5 and Street Fighter 6 iterations of Ryu. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below, and maybe leave a like for the video, for the algorithm, you know. Anyway, this is Darkson signing out. I hope you take care. Peace.